Hey, amazing fans! Welcome to another relaxing moment with VIVA'S stories. Before we dive into the drama, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us. Now, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and let's journey into the story together. The moon hung low over a canwa, painting the clay huts in silver. Drums throbbed through the night, and the air was heavy with roasted plantain, fresh palm wine, and the smell of burning incense. The Ikeji Festival, the one night when the spirits of the ancestors walked among the living, had begun. Nkem, niece of Chief Ikeji, stood near the edge of the dancing crowd, her waist beads clicking softly under her wrapper. She was known for her quiet beauty and even quieter nature, the kind of girl who watched rather than spoke. Her friends, Amaka and Ifeanyi, had other plans. Nkem, Amaka whispered over the drumming, "Tonight is your chance to break that shyness. Find a man, kiss him before midnight." Nkem gasped, laughing nervously. "Kiss? In front of the whole village?" Ifeanyi grinned. "Ah, not in front of them. Hide in the crowd. Legend says if you kiss a stranger at the stroke of midnight during the masquerade, your spirits will be tied together forever." Nkem shook her head. "You believe in all that?" Amaka winked. "Belief is not the point. The thrill is." The crowd parted for a troupe of masked dancers, each mask more elaborate than the last. White shells, painted feathers, carved wood. But one caught her eye, a tall figure in a crimson mask, moving slowly, deliberately, as though every step carried meaning. He stopped mid-dance and looked at her. Not at the crowd, at her. Her breath caught. For a moment, the drums seemed to fade, replaced by the sound of her own heartbeat. Then, the crimson mask tilted its head, and though his lips were hidden, she felt the ghost of a smile. The crowd surged again, pulling dancers and onlookers together. Yet the crimson mask never broke his gaze from Nkem. He moved closer, the cowries on his costume clinking like tiny bells. When he was close enough, he leaned so only she could hear over the drumming. "Midnight is close," he said, his voice low and deep. "Don't be late." Nkem blinked. What? But he had already moved past her, swallowed by the crowd. She touched her chest, startled at how his voice clung to her like warm smoke. Amaka appeared at her side, grinning like a cat. "Who was that?" "He was looking at you as if you were roasted yam." "I don't know him," Nkem said. But her mind whispered something else. That voice, why does it feel like I've heard it before? The night pressed on. The drumming became faster, the dancers wilder. Every so often she caught glimpses of the crimson mask, at the edge of the circle, disappearing behind stalls, reappearing across the square. It felt as though he was everywhere and nowhere. The moon was at its highest, and the last sequence of the dance had begun. The crowd chanted, clapped, stamped their feet in a frenzy. Her friends pushed her toward the center. "Go, it's now or never." She hesitated, until she saw him, standing still in the chaos, the crimson mask tilted slightly as if inviting her. Her legs moved without her will. She stopped inches from him. "Who are you?" she whispered. He leaned forward. "The one you were meant to find." The drums reached their final beat. Midnight. In a rush of courage, she reached up, pulled the mask closer, and kissed him. Palm wine. And something salty, like tears. His body tensed. For a heartbeat he didn't move, then suddenly he broke away and vanished into the crowd. Her lips tingled. She touched them and felt a strange warmth beneath her skin. Nkem woke to sunlight spilling through the raffia mat door. For a moment, she thought the night before had been a dream, until she felt a sting on her lip. She looked into the polished bronze mirror. Her lower lip bore a faint, silvery crescent mark, glowing softly. Before she could hide it, her aunt entered and froze. "Nkem, where did you get that?" I don't know." Her aunt's voice trembled. "That is the seal of the spirits. The ancestors have bound you to someone, or something." By mid-morning, the whole compound was whispering. Her uncle, the chief, called her into the council hut. "You have tied yourself to a fate you do not understand," he said gravely. "If the man is not of flesh and blood, You may have invited a curse into your life. Nkem swallowed hard. But what if he is just a man? The chief's eyes narrowed. Then you must find him, before the mark decides for you. The next day, Nkem wrapped her head in a scarf and went to the market. She needed answers, and the market was where gossip ran faster than water in the rainy season. At the fish stall, 2 old women were bent over their baskets. I heard he came back, one said. Who? Obinna. The one who vanished after they accused him of stealing the shrine's ivory. They said the spirits killed him, but he's alive. Nkem's heart skipped. Obinna. Her childhood sweetheart. The boy who swore he'd marry her under the old Udala tree. The boy who was exiled 5 years ago for a crime he swore he didn't commit. She gripped the stall edge. Where is he now? The women eyed her suspiciously. They say he hides his face now, one finally whispered. Under a mask. Nkem's lips burned again, and the memory of the crimson mask filled her mind. The night was quiet, save for the hum of crickets. A half-moon floated above the palm trees. Nkem slipped out of her compound, her wrapper tied high for easy movement. She followed the path towards the forest's edge, where the drumming from the festival had first pulled her into the crimson mask's gaze. A shadow stepped out from behind the silk cotton tree. It was him. The crimson mask glowed faintly in the moonlight. He didn't move as she approached, but she felt the weight of his stare even through the carved wood. Obinna, she whispered. The pause. Then a hand lifted to the mask and pulled it away. He was older, sharper, his jaw more defined, his eyes darker than she remembered. But it was him. You shouldn't have kissed me, Nkem, he said softly. Now the spirits have claimed you too. Her voice trembled. Where have you been? Banished. Hiding. Watching. I came back for the truth. But the mask, it was the only way I could walk among them without being seen by those who want me dead. She swallowed. They say you stole the shrine's ivory. He laughed bitterly. And they said the river dried up because the gods were angry. Lies? All lies. She stepped closer. Then tell me the truth. He glanced toward the forest. The truth is in the sacred grove. But going there will wake what sleeps. They left before dawn. The forest smelled of damp earth and old secrets. The sacred grove was forbidden to all but the initiated, but Obinna walked as if he'd been there 1,000 times. This is where the truth lives, he said, brushing moss from a carved tree trunk. The carvings told a story, not of theft, but of betrayal. The ivory had been hidden by the chief's advisor, Elder Aizu, to frame Obinna and remove him from the village. Nkem touched the carving of a crescent moon. This is the same mark on my lips. Obinna's eyes narrowed. It's the mark of binding. It means the ancestors want us together for a purpose. Suddenly, drums began to echo through the trees, slow, heavy, not from any human hands. Nkem's skin prickled. The festival is over. Who is drumming? Obinna's voice was tight. Not whom. What? Rain began to fall in thick sheets as they returned to the village. Elder Aizu stood in the square, flanked by guards. You dare return? Aizu spat at Obinna. You dare bring her into this? Nkem stepped forward, her lip burning. We know you hid the ivory. We saw the carvings. Aizu sneered. Carvings fade. My word remains. Lightning split the sky, and the crimson mask in Obinna's hand began to hum. Aizu lunged for it, but the moment his fingers touched it, it fused to his skin, burning deep into his flesh. He screamed. The villagers backed away in horror. From the mask came a voice. Not Obinna's, not Aizu's, but deep and ancient. A debt must be paid. One must be lost for the other to be free. Aizu collapsed, writhing. The mask would not release him. Obinna looked at Nkem. If I go, the curse dies with me. You'll be free. Her heart pounded. No. There must be another way. The rain slowed to a soft drizzle. The villagers formed a circle, afraid yet unable to look away. Obinna stepped closer to Nkem. You once kissed me without knowing who I was. Now kiss me knowing this will be the last. Tears blurred her vision. Obinna! He pressed his forehead to hers. I came back for the truth. But you You were my reason to live." Before she could speak, he kissed her. The moment their lips met, a rush of warmth surged through her, and the mask fell from Iza's hands, clattering to the ground. Obinna's body began to fade into mist, his eyes never leaving hers. "I'll keep my promise," he whispered, and then, he was gone. The crescent mark on her lip glowed brighter than ever, pulsing with the beat of the distant drums. Years passed. The Ikeji Festival continued each year, and Nkem became its quiet guardian. She told the story of the crimson mask to young lovers, warning them in a voice both tender and sharp. "A kiss can bind you, but truth will set you free." The crimson mask now hung in her hut, covered in white cloth, never touched. One night, after telling the tale by the fire, she sat alone. A breeze slipped into the room, brushing against her lips. She froze. Then she heard it, Obinna's voice, soft and certain. "I kept my promise." Her crescent mark glowed faintly in the firelight, and for the first time in years, she smiled, a slow, crescent smile that mirrored the moon above. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for newly created content.